Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight, I have Noradin from United Real Therapy as my co-host. Stu Woolley couldn't be here with us. He's in Hungary right now at the moment at the Hungary Ring F1. Doing some work. So tonight it will be me and Noradin. We will break down the Man United game yesterday. Man United won 4-1 against Bournemouth in a friendly in the US Tour pre-season. United played really well, and we will talk about it. I have some footage. We will bring out the tactical board and break it down as always. We will also go through the latest transfer news. Apparently, there's a bid for Sesko coming in. We have informed RB Leipzig that we are prepared to send a formal bid for Benjamin Sesko if the player accepts the destination as coming to us. There's also been some rumors about Donnarumma. There's been some updates on Garnacho. There's other rumors. There's more to come. We will talk about it. But people, while you wait, smash the like and subscribe while I play the intro. So we will see you in a second. Yes, good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. As I said, I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight we have Noradin from United Real Therapy. Good evening, Noradin. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Big up to the tactical,
the devilish tacticos, we call them.
Devilish tacticos. Big up to the tacticos. Please smash the like on the video. Those of you watching on Twitter, please come to YouTube. Smash the like, interact on YouTube. Big up.
Yes.
Big up Alien 10-0.
Oh, Peter's in the house. Yes, let's say hello to the people. We have MUFC 14 coming in. Evening all. Gas Elliott is here. Danny B, big up Danny B. Good to see you. Gavin Underwood. Amir Fakir coming in. We have Reber back here. Big up, Reber. Hope you're well. We have Peter, Alien 10-0 in the house. Hey up, Jarvis, and the chats. And Noradin, yes. Howler is here. Who else is here? Yeah, a lot of people have tuned in already. It's good to see you. We have prepared a cracking show for you guys. So we are going to talk about the game yesterday. Man United won the game 4-1. We were 2-0 up by halftime. And we didn't stop there. They were 3-0, 4-0. And then after, 10 subs on each team, Bournemouth equalized, or what's it called? They scored one goal, and the end result was 4-1. I didn't see the last 5 minutes because I fell to sleep. I was watching the game on my phone in the bed. That was terrible. I was so tired, but it was a good game. It kept me awake. I hope everybody was happy with what went on, how Man United played. And I've done some tactical analysis of the game as usual. And but first of all, Noradin, let's just talk about the game. What's your first impression of the game, the result, and the way we played? Were you impressed by the players, or was it?
Yeah, I like the energy, the aggression, the intensity. Those are the big three things that I have seen in the last two games: energy, aggression, intensity to the play. And like wanting to hurt teams, directness, wanting to go and score goals, even the quick thinking of the free kick, like the fitness. We look like we're fitter than some of the teams. Physically, we're fitter than some of the teams. I don't know how many games of Bournemouth played. I don't know what game this is in their pre-season, but obviously they're a team that's been decimated by. They've lost 3, if I'm not mistaken, 3 or 4 players in the back.
Well, they lost this guy who went to Real Madrid. What's his name again? Højlund, and they lost Milos Kerkez to Liverpool. So two extremely vital players in their back four. Yeah,
especially in their system. And apparently they lost the other centre half as well, who played next to that guy as well, to Ireland. Yeah. So
yeah, he played yesterday, but is he a Ukrainian guy? I don't know. I can't remember his name. The Devilish Tacticos knows who we are talking about. Yeah, he's linked to PSG, and apparently they are bidding for him. But he's a brilliant. Sabarny. Yeah, Sheikh Arian comes in. Yeah, Sabarny, brilliant centre back. So in a way, they are losing almost all of the back four at the moment. That doesn't look well for Iraola. You know, it's the fundament of his team and the back four. Do you think he will survive this season, or will he struggle?
I think they have to get players in. I really think that if Bournemouth think that they can go into the Premier League season without getting players in, then they have to. It's so interesting. All of our rivals are very much weakened. So Brentford is weakened, Bournemouth are weakened, West Ham are weakened, I believe. So yeah, Everton are signing some good players.
Yeah, the latest rumors now is they apparently Everton is going for Tyler Dibling. They got the first offer refused, I think 27 million something. Tyler Dibling from Southampton. He was linked to Man United earlier, but doesn't look like we are signing him. We have signed 2 number 10s now, so that's out of the picture. We also have Mark Langridge coming in. Big up, Mark. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Guys, for your information, this is a later stream than usual. As I said, Stu Wally is not here with us today. He's in Hungary. And he sent me this message. I want to play it for you guys, for you to see. Give me 2 seconds, and I will
Smash
bring
the
it
likes,
up.
people. Smash the likes.
Let's see if the technique is with us. Oh, no sound. Let's see if we can do something with it. Do it again. Okay.
Hello to the Devilish Tacticos. Actually coming to you from Hungary, Budapest. Sorry I can't be with you tonight. Looks like, by the way, not that I've seen any of the footage. The lads played really well last night. So I'm not very good at filming, as you can see. Beautiful day here, absolutely stunning. We just got off the train, walking to the hotel. We're going to go for a few beers. So Jarvis will be live later. I think he's got Nerida with him, I'm not 100% sure. But have a good one, and yeah, au revoir from Hungary.
Big up.
Big up, Stu.
Big up, Stu. He's working in the Grand Prix.
Yes. F1. I don't know if you're into cars and motorsport and already, but you know, Stu is a big fan of the motorsport scene.
Yeah, I've seen Stu before. I've seen Stu, like, you know, I've seen him on telly, and you know.
Yeah, he's a journalist. He works with this.
Yeah,
it's his thing.
So I've seen him. Yeah, I have seen him before. Yeah. No, for me, cars are just purpose. But the Isle of Wight thing, I find that
Isle of Man, isn't that where they go?
Yeah, the Isle of Man, where people died, like Formula One people die. The idea of it, like, I understand loving something and literally risking your life for it. I understand that, but aspects of it, I'm just like, come on, life's more precious. But I know what the passion and the love.
No one is forcing them, you know. They are just crazy.
That's
they
what I'm saying. Yeah, and it's the passion. It's the passion. It's that absolute passion.
Yeah. Shake Harry.
I remember I was watching it when Ayrton Senna, and I remember I was thinking I shouldn't watch this. You know what I mean? I remember.
The legend, the Brazilian legend
that
back in the days.
That turn in Monaco, God. Yeah.
That was the beginning of the 90s. I don't know if the guys in the chat remember so far back, but you know, that was something. You know,
I was only a kid, but I remember it going, oh God.
He competed against the British guy. Who was his name? Nigel Mansell.
Nigel Mansell, yeah.
Yeah, and the other guy, the French Ferrari driver. I can't remember his name again, but Alain Prost. Alain Prost was his name. There were three guys. But that was something else. Ronnie's in the house coming in with a comment. Have you seen Baleba wages at Brighton? If United was serious, we would go and turn that kid's head. Yes, but Brighton is a hard club to do negotiations with. They sell high, they buy low. This is how they run their business model. I don't see a signing Baleba at the moment, not this season, but maybe if we have a successful season, Champions League next season, it could happen. It could happen.
I would actually spend the money on him to get him, then get in Sesko and wait for a proper striker, because I don't think Sesko in this summer was part of he was part of the list. I think we've scouted him for years and years since he was a kid. But it's what it is. Before we get into the game, do you want to get into the breaking news or whatever?
We can do the breaking news first, because let's just get it done, And I want to talk a little bit about Sesko, because the breaking news is let's bring it up and share it with the people. You all have seen it. It just in Man United have informed RB Leipzig that they are prepared to send a formal bid for Benjamin Sesko if the player accepts a move to Old Trafford. And this is from Fabrizio Romano. It's also from who else is it? Ben Jacobs and the one and only David Ornstein. So there's a lot of tier 1 journalists reporting this. So it looks like the Sesko deal is on, and Man United are preparing a bid. I think a lot of this comes down to the Anthony's. If he gets signed to Saudi, 50 million in, I think that will be a bonus that we didn't expect, because Real Betis were only prepared to give something between 15 to 20 million euros for Anthony, and it looks like he was going there. But suddenly there were some links to Saudi and Al Nasser, was it? And Al Nasser have a new Brazilian what's it called, SEO, and that's the old guy who used to play for Real Madrid. Herrero is his name. Herrero, centre back. And they also have some connections with Anthony and his agent. I think his name is Junior Pedroso. So there are some credible links that Anthony is maybe going to Al Nasser. So 50 million could come in, and I think that will be sufficient for us to have the funds so we can go for a player like Benjamin Sesko. But there has been some I would say division in the Man United fan base. I see a lot of people get triggered when we talk about Watkins or Sesko. You have the Watkins camp, and now the Sesko camp. So what's your take on this, Nordin? Which camp are you in when it comes to the Watkins Sesko camp?
I'm in neither. I'm in the Mateta camp.
Yeah. There's also a third small camp that wants Mateta, but Mateta is the one. But it doesn't look like we are signing Mateta. We haven't been linked to him for real, But
I'm in the Nilsson or Munes from Fulham camp. I really rate Munes. I'm not gonna lie.
Munes is
yeah. I think he's had injuries. I think but I think he's a good player. I think. He's, for a Brazilian, his hold-up play, his header ability is really good.
Very strong. He's really strong.
He's really strong.
Amir Fakir say Benjamin Sesko is a complete striker, and
Amir Fakir is somebody who comes on United Real Therapies. Well, he is definitely somebody who drank the Kool-Aid. But big up to him. I appreciate his positivity. Yeah.
We also have Jarle Malmin coming in. Big up. He say, to be fair, Gyökeres have had not had proper training.
Yeah, people are saying that. I'm not. Yeah. I mean, he didn't train, did he? So they just threw him in there because the fans wanted to see him. It's a pre-season. I mean, the biggest thing, Arsenal with Spurs like going crazy at each other. I'm like, it's a pre-season. It's a fitness thing. It's actually the way you play more than anything. And to me, these things. Even if we lost to Bournemouth, if we lost to West Ham, I wouldn't be asked because I'm never looking at results in preseason. I'm never looking at results in preseason. I'm looking at the performance, how we play in the patterns, what the system, how we're setting up the first phase, second phase, third phase, how we're connecting, how compact we are. So all of the different, do we have intensity? Do we have the energy? Do we have aggression? You know what I mean? These are the different things that I look for. I'm not looking for gold. I'm not looking for any of those things. I'm looking for how cohesive the understanding, the partnerships, the patterns, the system. That's what I'm looking for.
But when it comes to Benjamin Sesko, Nordin, I did some digging. We broke down Sesko. We have done it several times on this channel, looking through his stats, and it doesn't look like super impressive. But I tried to figure out why, and why is Vivell, why is the United hierarchy, why is Arsenal, why is so many clubs after this guy, why is even RB Leipzig, why did they buy him in the first place? And what I can find, I did some digging, and the thing with Benjamin Sesko, he isn't their main striker. RB Leipzig's main striker. Their actual number 9 is Luis Openda. Yeah, the 25-year-old Belgium international striker, and he has actually scored 41 goals in the last 2 seasons over 90 games. So he's the primary striker and clear first choice.
Yeah.
So and Leipzig have plenty of other forwards. They have Andre Silva, the guy from Porto who used to play for Sevilla, AC Milan, Eintracht Frankfurt, even Real Sociedad. He was on loan. He only played half of last season for RB Leipzig because he went on a loan to Werder Bremen. But he's in the mix, and he's a experienced striker. He's been good for many years. Yeah. And RB Leipzig just signed Johan Bakayoko from PSV. He's also a forward, talented, and they have Timo Werner, the guy we all know from Spurs and Chelsea. Big flop in the Premier League, but he's also well regarded in the Bundesliga. And they have the Norwegian super talent Antonio Nusa as a forward. So they have a lot of forward power. But my point when it comes to this is they also picked up a young guy in RB Leipzig in this January. His name is Robert Ramsak, and he won the under-17 European and World Champion, and he was the top goal scorer in the UEFA under-17 Euros. Comes from Bayern Munich. This guy is no joke. He scores a lot of goals. So the key point is Leipzig are making a pathway now for this young talent to come into the team. They have so many forward and striker talents, so there are no problem for them selling Sesko. And Leipzig have no European football next season. They came in 7th in the Bundesliga last season, so they are struggling a little bit financially. So they might look to cash in on Sesko.
And that's why they want big money.
Not because Sesko failed, but because all the stars aligns to. They need to sell a striker. No Europe. They need a pathway for the young guy and all of this. So it brings me back to Sesko, and there is a misunderstanding because a lot of people look at his goals and see, okay, he only scored 13 goals in the Bundesliga last season. He can't score goals. Look at his heat map. He's not in the box. All of this is a lot of negatives, but in his 22-year-old career so far, he scored 82 goals in 186 games. And that's not too bad in 5 seasons. Since you're 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22, you scored 82 goals. That's quite a high number. Because when you look at it, he hasn't played every minute, and his goals to minute ratio is 1 goal per 137th minute. So his goal to minute ratio is quite high, and he's been played out wide. He's been played as a forward. He's been played as a striker. Come off the bench, subbed off a lot of games. So my point is, I wouldn't look at his stats too much and be blind. I think he's a better striker than the stats tells. That's my hunch.
I'm not looking at the stats. I'm looking at him. And I think he needs further development. He needs proper development plan still. And the Premier League I want to remind people, it's a different fucking beast. The Premier League is no joke. You ain't got no time to learn. You haven't got, and that's the biggest thing. So I'm like, why are you risking this amount of money when you can go and get people who are in the Premier League, who are already doing it, who are already showing that they can do it? And the big thing, I'm sorry, Jarvis, I'm scarred by Rasmus, and because the way the club have treated Rasmus. So, and the way the fan base have treated Rasmus.
What do you mean by how the club has treated Rasmus?
Well, playing him to death. He shouldn't be playing. Rasmus should not be playing the amount of football that he's played for Manchester United. That's why he can't balance. That's why he goes to what he knows now, just fighting with defenders. And he's not being coached properly. You can see he's not being coached properly. It is not improved. He's actually, Rasmus, when he first season, actually,
it was better.
He looked better. He regressed because of the toxicity in this fucking football club. So to me, you have to be around the block, Jarvis and the chat. You have, to me, player who's been around the block, who knows the ups and downs, and who's not a big shock to them. And I think this kid, Manchester United, it's not a place where you can develop strikers. You cannot develop strikers. Don't get it twisted. I don't think 60 million for Watkins. No fucking way. Like I said to you, I would use that 60 million and try to get Mateta. You know?
Yeah, we talked about this your channel yesterday. You know, not signing the first option, second option, third option. You should just leave it.
Learn from the best, like Liverpool and City. When they don't get a player, they move on. They don't go and get somebody else. They move on. They try again. They try to improve some other place. Yeah. People smash the likes on the video. Subscribe to the channel.
Thank you.
The least you can do. And if you're watching on X, come over to YouTube. Help the channel.
Yes, we have 67 people tuned in on YouTube already, and 204 in total. So the rest is watching us on X. So if you are on X, jump over to Tactical Devils on YouTube. A lot of good comments. I see Yasman 170 coming in. They say, I was wondering why we didn't put something in for that Copenhagen player, Rooney Bargi. Yeah, he was the guy who scored against us in wasn't it? Yeah,
Rooney. To Barcelona. I think his brother's gone to Barcelona or something. I think one of his brothers or somebody's gone to a big football club.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, Chasman. Yeah.
Yeah. Sheikh Aryan comes in and says Sesko is inexperienced, and again 75 million Leipzig are asking is a very big risk. Another Højlund situation. I'm not doing this. But why is it like be as Man United fan now scarred when it comes to signing young strikers? It's not like every young striker is Højlund.
No, but we're scared because of the toxicity in the football club, because we don't trust the football club. That's why we're scared. I don't have any problem against Sesko. I don't have any. I know the Premier League. Manchester United need Premier League people who have gone through the Premier League. And like I said, Jarvis, I asked people, give me the last striker that came from Germany. Other than, obviously, to me, Højlund is a freak. He's a freak of nature. He's a one-off. Most people have told me Aubameyang. That's 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
They don't produce. They don't convert forwards from, especially strikers, goal scorers from the German don't transfer, because that league is so different. It's so transitional. Most teams play a high line. Everybody's counter pressing the shit out of each other. The football is so different. It's really different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, if you want to come on, send me a message on X, and I will send you the link. No problem. You know, and if any other people wanna jump on with me and Noradin and have a chat, you know, let me know and send me a message on X. You know, you got me Bowley77, and I will send you a link, and we can talk football. You know, this is what we do on the Tactical Devils. Yeah, you know, signing plays. Yeah.
So Alien Turner saying that we also panic buy. We're panic buying. This is a panic buy for me. We were not linked to him at the start of the summer. We were not linked. We were linked to Delap, Gyökeres, Osterman, Ekatike. We were in for these guys. He's way after those guys. So he's like the fourth or the fifth choice. No.
Well, we don't know the Gyökeres thing because when he signed for Arsenal, the report from the Tier 1 was that United was never in the race. We were never interested in Gyökeres. I don't know why, but that was the report. Maybe it's just a lie, but that's what we know. But we know that we were in for the lap.
I think it's like the club covering themselves because of the embarrassment because he rejected us.
It might be.
Manchester United were in Jarvis. And the club were making it known that we were in for him. He was on the list.
Yeah, but there are some reporters that I do believe, like Ornstein, just very credible. Not Rushmano, but Fabrizio Romano. He has lost a little bit of credibility now. Lately, it's more about clicks and clickbaits. But Ornstein is the proper thing. So
yeah, but Ornstein gets a lot of information because he's been briefed. Jarvis, and if I want to set a narrative, I can brief you to say this and that we were not in for this play, even though we were. Like, you know what I mean? So we have to take it with a pinch of salt because he's, at the end of the day, Ornstein's not a genius. He's by contacts and by people who trust him, people who also use him to get an agenda across. That's modern sport journalism. That's modern journalism, one-on-one. You are almost being used to set narratives. So when I think about Ornstein, I don't think, wow, investigative journalists. I think, no, you've got people who want to put information out there and agents who trust you to put information out, players, representatives, clubs who want to tell you certain things.
Yeah, it's true. But, I think he has built a reputation now. It's almost like he never posts anything anymore because he's so afraid being wrong. So when he posts something, it's
No, I understand that. But what I'm talking about is the source of information. Like, the source of information is, for me, what is it? What is the source of information? The source of information is somebody's told somebody. So you have contacts to agents and stuff like that. Yes, we know that one thing about what we like about him is that he doesn't clickbait people. He's not just posting for posting's sake. And he's not doing what Ben Jacobs doing. He's not doing what Fabrizio Romano is doing. He's not doing that.
No.
He's tried to get credible sources. So he's making relationships. But the credible sources they only giving the news that they want out there, Jarvis. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. It's always someone giving the information, and they can be crooked. They can have biased agendas when it comes to.
It's not even an agenda, but it's an agenda to give certain information and to be out there to go and approach it with what the general public perceive as the most credible. Like. He's not doing because he's an amazing journalist. You know what I mean? He's not like he's some amazing journalist. He just has built relationships with people, and they trust him. So they tell him things off the record that he will never print. You know what I mean? And they tell him things that they want to be on record. So that's the relationship.
But the thing is, he's a proper journalist, and I think this is not the Ornstein debate. I'm just going to say, if you're a proper journalist, you get fed some information and you don't publish it if you don't get it secondhand. If you don't get the same information from a different source, then you have something, and then you can build a case. That's how it works. You can't just push out everything from one source.
He does that, and I think what we respect him for is also that he doesn't clickbait people. He's not doing it for clicks. Like he's doing it like to drop wherever news is dropped. Like he said, and like proper journalism, they have at least checked with 2 other sources. So the main source that's telling them information, and then they get it checked twice, then they print it.
Yeah. So Meeks Football, big up Meeks. Hope you're well, my friend. If you're around, let me know and I'll send you the link. I would like to have more of a panel. We can talk about the game that went on yesterday, and there's also been some other updates. But first of all, I just want to finish with the Sesko thing, because let's say if we sign Sesko, Nordin, how do you see him working for Man United the next season? Because if we sign him, he will come in late. He will come in. It just started first bid. It took 7 weeks with Mbumo, so he will most likely come in right at the end of the transfer window. So he won't be ready.
He would have to adapt. He would have to adapt.
something, and then he have to come in. So how do you see Sesko working in this system? Now we have at least Cunha. We have seen him, how he works. We saw Mason Mount yesterday in the 10. He did really well. And we also saw Ahmad in the 10. Also did really well. And you know, we haven't seen Mbumo yet, but we know what we can expect from Mbumo. So a striker like Sesko.
I can't picture him. I can't picture him yet in United, because my brain is that I made up my mind that I think he's regressed, and even that Leipzig team did not trust him to start him as the main central striker. Do you know what I mean, Jarvis? He's not being trusted even in that to be the main central striker. Instead, he got played up the left. Yes, but maybe part of his development was to link the play, to come short. He knows how to do, you know what I mean, to do. Big up Samiks.
Yeah.
Samiks, absolute love, respect. We've been after him. I'm talking about specifically this summer. I'm not talking about we went after him last year. I remember, I don't know if you remember, but 2 years ago, I was going crazy about him. It's like, go and get this kid. Because I was sick of getting old strikers. I was like, go and get this kid, go and get this kid. And I actually feel the games when I've watched him, he's not kicked on for me. He's not kicked on to, you know what I mean, from what my expectations were 2.5 years ago from him. So when I'm looking at it, I just look at what Manchester United need, Jarvis, and I look at what we need is to be able to have somebody who can occupy the centre halves. We need somebody who can facilitate, somebody who can hold up the ball, somebody who's good in the air. We need all these things. And I'm not going to you can say whatever you want about me. I have an opinion, and I've got very strong opinions, and that sometimes
fair enough.
But I look at somebody like Abanilson, or I look at Munes, and I see the strength and I see the ability. Those players can score goals, and they can also contribute. And I want a striker who, when he doesn't score, contributes to the way the game play. Because that's the type of strikers I grew up watching. I grew up watching them likes of Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes wasn't a horrific striker, but boy, oh boy, did he hold up the ball. Boy, oh boy, did he not.
And when he scored, he really scored.
Spectacular goals, overhead kicks, volleys, like 35 yards out in and off the bars. But for me, it's about what you facilitate. And I'm not looking for one-off striker. I'm not looking for a striker that's going to score 30 goals. I'm not looking for that. So the whole team works for the striker. I'm looking for a player who can play up front as a striking position, that actually plays as who's part of the team, part of the forwards and part of the team, and that can assist and also hold up the ball. That's why me and Jarvis were buzzing off Zertsky for those 3-4 games. We saw him when he was getting started. Remember when he was starting games, Zertsky, because he was holding up the ball. And that bit of him holding up the ball and bringing people into play really revolutionized the way that we feel about our football club, the way that we were watching Manchester United. And then Amorim drops him after the March International, and then we go back to being shit. Rasmus falling all over the place. Last night, again, in the highlights, I see him falling. Even though last night, because it was raining, but I'm like, but he's still falling. I'm like, what is it? Somebody needs... Jarvis, I'm just like, don't they watch themselves? Somebody needs to take him and actually, nowadays you can do so many things to get somebody to be on their feet. You can really do that, to stand up properly. He is coming. I did see that last night, the type of runs he's coming, there was a beautiful play where he flicked it around the corner. He's tried to improve his first touch. I know that he's working things, but he's still falling apart. He's still eating grass.
Yeah. Well, we have Peter joining us. Let me bring in Peter Alien Tenno. Big up, Pete. Hope you're well.
Big up, Jarvis, Dino, Cat. How you doing?
Big up.
Big up, Pete. How's your missus, Pete?
Yeah, so, guys. Thanks for asking. She's had, like I said, a couple of big injuries, and it's rehabilitation period now, guys. That's it, isn't it? What can I do?
Is she back home yet?
No, she's still in Arrow Park Hospital, Dino. Been there 3 weeks now, so getting there. She's getting there,
Yeah, it's good. It's good to hear.
It's life, isn't it? You know, you have accidents, you have problems, you have to learn to walk before you can run again, don't you? Now that type of thing. So,
and Peter's having a party every night.
Yeah, I'm having a party. Yeah, it's actually boring without her nagging me. You know?
She's not nagging you, Pete. She's just telling you, get to bed.
It's like boring. I just touched on the game last night because I kind of videoed it and I've watched it, not the full game, but I've intersection. The main problem that stood out for me was how easily an underperforming Bournemouth cut through our midfield. We have major problems in midfield. I'm sorry, but we do. They went through us like a hot knife through butter. They had a couple of fouls on just outside our 18-yard box where, you know, if it was a Premier League day, they'd probably be smacking the ball in the back of the net. Seriously. And 4-1, you know, it's a friendly, yeah. And I think overall in the game, Man United were a bit marginally ahead of Bournemouth. For me, Patrick Dorgu, I like him. I really do. I said last season he's a good player. He is. And he was just adjusting to the Premiership. And he's starting to get there. You know what I mean? But our midfield is terrible. It's just terrible. When we play well-oiled machines, which we will do in the Premiership, they are going to run through us. Seriously, we have a major, major problem in that midfield. And then our fanboy, Luke Shaw, took a dead leg. I seen him tell him, seriously, you're going down already. You haven't even kicked the ball in earnest in the Premiership. You're getting problems already. It's like, excuse me, can you buy a left back, Man United?
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean. I'm just bringing it back to reality, Jarvis. Dino, you know the problems. People getting gassed because we won 4-1. Don't get gassed. We need a left back that's reliable. Heatmaps is going on loan. He's the only sound left back we have, and then we're left with Pucker Pie, Luke Shaw. Boom. What do you think? What do you possibly think could go horribly wrong with having Shaw as our only left back?
Yeah, you know, that's a big risk to take. I agree when it comes to this. But yes, let's go over to the game. Let's just analyze the game first, and then we can have our talks. Because as Sean from United was everybody is saying,
by the way.
Dorgu played really well yesterday, and it looks like he's found his role in this team as the left wing back. He's not a left back, and he's not the left winger. He's a wing back, and I think he plays the role very good. He knows when to bomb up, he'll go high, and he knows when to defend. And he's strong, and he inverts sometimes. You know, you saw on the goal when Mason Mount gave him the ball quickly from the free kick. He scored, and he had a brilliant cross to Højlund when Højlund headed in the ball. So 1 assist, 1 goal in the first half. And I think Dorgu was one of the better players on the pitch yesterday. So I wouldn't be too harsh when it comes to our left wing backs at the moment. But, you know, if Dorgu gets injured, what are we going to do then? Are we going to rely on... what's our option then?
We've got none. If Luke Shaw gets injured, if Heatmaps goes on loan, Shaw gets injured and Dorgu gets injured, our only option will be to put Dallo at left back.
Yeah.
But if let's hypothesize this, if this comes the Christmas period and Mazraoui is playing in the African CONCACAF and we have them injuries, then who's going to be right back?
Yeah. But we have Diego Leon, the guy who came from South America, and he did actually well. He also had an assist, one of the comical nature, you know, he fell over, but an assist.
It's something with his own feet, Jarvis, didn't he? You know, he was running at high speed. And
to be fair, it was raining, wasn't it? It was wet, wasn't it? It's horrible conditions.
But I mean, Jarvis, look, to no disrespect to Leon, the guy Leon, not the team Leon, the guy Leon. Yeah,
Hmm.
he's a young lad,
isn't it? He's 18.
and if he plays next season against season pros, this guy will get slaughtered by them. Seriously, we're talking levels here. We are literally talking levels. This is a pre-season game. We're already getting worried about if we get injuries and problems, and we haven't even kicked the ball. We've got a grueling 38-game season to come against season pro teams. If Liverpool buy Isaac with the signings they've bought already, and I believe they'll buy Gooey from Palace after they've played the Community Shield, Palace will keep him for them. You might as well put Liverpool's name on the trophy right here, right now, like, because no one's going to touch him. Seriously, you're not going to get anywhere near them. And you're talking the top four: Liverpool, Man City. Man City won't be bad. Arsenal will be Arsenal, but they'll be there. Chelsea will be a surprise package. Spurs will probably be Spurs and do things. Top 8 maximum for us. And that's if we fluke it. Seriously, I'm being serious.
Alien,
Not
tell them what
being
you're talking
negative.
about. Luke Shaw saying we're going to challenge for the league title. We're here to win the Premier League, pal. What are you on about?
Now, well, baby steps. We have to go in the right direction. I believe we will improve next season, and it looks good so far. And what I want to say when going back to the game, the headline of the show is: Has Amorim finally solved the Man United puzzle after the 4-1 win? And you know, we also look good against West Ham. I know it's pre-season, it's friendlies, but you can look in the bigger picture, look at patterns, and what I see finally is starting to work is how we play. Noradin, you said after the Leeds game, you think our build-up play was terrible. We couldn't play out from the back. We have also had problems with coming into the mid third, what to do, get the patterns right, and go into the last third, the attacking third. And we didn't score goals last season. But what I've seen so far, let me bring up the tactical board, and I can try to explain it as best as I can on my terrible English. But yeah.
No. Why your English is not terrible, Jarvis.
Okay, thank you, Norin.
You speak better English than me and Pete.
Yeah. Right,
Okay.
Dino, that's it. You've said it. I'm going to have a beer now and I'll show you how English is spoken.
I just want to see you. I made some lines, some excess, some yellow, some red. But what we struggled with last season is a build-up play, because when we play from one side, first of all, we didn't play with the goalkeeper. Yesterday, we played with a guy called Tom Heaton, and he actually did really well. He's really composed when he's on the ball.
By the way, Tom Heaton is from where I live, Chester.
It's number
Chester.
1, mate.
Big up, Chester.
Number 1.
Big up. But I think Tom Heaton did really well in how he distributes the ball, and there's no stress. When you saw in the West Ham game by Inter, he always hit it long when he could. I think that's why Amorim chose to play Heaton this time, and Heaton, he was calm every time he received the ball, even under pressure. He just turned and gave it to the other wide centre back, and the build up is from one wide centre back to the other. You go through the goalkeeper, or sometimes you go to the inverted centre back before going to the goalkeeper and over. So we have several options. But what we did last season was every time, because we played so slow when we played to the goalkeeper, we play to Maguire, we play to Luke Shaw, and when Luke Shaw receives the ball, he opens his body towards the wide wing back, because that's the out. And when we play slow from one side to the other, let's say here Euro is on the ball. You see, I made a dotted line. The ball goes here because the pressure is on the Euro. When we play the ball here, the striker naturally will move over here. Same with the number 10, same with the number 7. So as soon as Luke Shaw has the ball, he will be under pressure from the number 10 or the number 9. And what he has to do then is, under pressure, they usually play into the trap. And the trap is here, and Dorgu will be trapped with 3 guys. So we always lose the ball. Let's say 2/3 of the time when you use the wing back, we lose the ball. And this is a big problem because we have to, as I said, we have to chop the ball. What Amorim wants is the guys who are the wide centre backs, Shaw and Euro.
Jarvis, the problem is
Shaw receives the ball. He needs to open. Wait a minute. 1 second.
Sorry.
He opens up his body. And opens up his body so it's ready to give the ball to Dorgu. So the pressure will come here, and then you cut the ball inside, and you play either Maguire, you play Bruno, you play in between, and then the attack starts. Because what we want, the trap from Amorim is he wants to attract pressure, and when we play this ball, we play over the first line of press. We play out, let's say, 3 to 4 guys at once with one pass. And then we have spaces because the opposition just need to track back. They need to track back because they can't go into pressures. So then we run with the ball, and then we have options. Then we have options with the number 10s, the number 9s. So this is what Amorim actually is trying to do. And what I saw yesterday is our build-up is fantastic. We play 1-2s. We play bounce passes, Euro. We didn't use Dalot on the first. And when we did, it was because it came from Casemiro and then out. And the number 10 came down and we played him. Because we set up diamonds. We have diamonds on both sides. And this is what Amorim is doing best. And I love this. And we starting to let the ball go in the same with the Serbia. It does the same. Remember all the bounce passes? They never try to turn with the ball under pressure. No. If they're under pressure, they just play the ball, boom, 1-2s, and we are through. And we did it yesterday a lot of times. So it was so good to see. And I think Amorim have solved the puzzle with these players because they are reluctant. They haven't been willing to learn his vision, his style. So for me, I think it's what I can see from this and what I can take from yesterday's game. How easily we play out 1-2s, bounce passes, up, down, up, up, down, up, sideways, up.
Going forward, Jarvis, in the game yesterday, going forward, we was pleasing to the eye. Yeah, we was going forward pleasing to the eye. But you have to put it in perspective against the team we were playing and the level we're at, both teams, pre-season. For me, the most pacey player we have in the back is Lenny Yoro. He's a ball carrier. He's more progressive. Yeah. To me, straight away, I was looking at our midfield, and we need a pacey CDM midfield player without a shadow of a doubt for this formation to work, because we just don't have the pace in midfield. It's okay pressing forward, but a simple diagonal ball cuts this team to pieces. It's easily cut to pieces. And when you're relying on, if you've got Dorgu on the left wing and Ahmad on the right wing going forward, and you got, for example, Lenny Yoro wants to pick the ball up as a centre back, go forward. Who's covering with the pace? Luke Shaw and Maguire. You're going to get murdered. Seriously, you are seriously going to get murdered on a counter-attack. If you do not progress the ball up the field and smack it in the back of the net and the other team takes it off you, they will, if you, for example, you play a team like Chelsea with Cole Palmer, they will rape you, attack you to death. You won't stand a chance. So in going forward, it looks good, which is a good positive. It is. It's a positive. But you need the backup behind it, and we need a pacey CDM. We do. We just haven't got it. We just haven't got it.
Yeah.
You need if you go forward, if you're progressing the ball forward, you get caught on the back foot. You can't have slow midfield players trying to come back to get the ball because you're going to get outpaced. So you need that patroller going there. We ain't got him.
But I say we are solving this because we have diamonds, and the diamonds are really narrow now. We are now and people. I saw other channels saying we played really compact, and this is what they take from this. But It's not about being compact. It's the distance for the diamonds, because the diamonds are also triangles: up, down, sideways, and up.
Of
So-
course, yeah.
So it's all
Manipulating
up.
the play.
And let me just show you guys. We can do some live footage. This is from Luke Shaw back to Tom Heaton. This is not very particularly high press from Bournemouth, but we play from one side to the other because the press is on Luke Shaw's side, and we give the ball from Tom Heaton to Lenny Euro, and then we have opened up. But the diamond is there, and if you look at this, the option is Ahmad on the wing back, but we have Casemiro centrally. We doesn't see Ahmad in this picture, and then Bruno comes into the triangle, and then we use the wing back Ahmad. You see, and we have attracted press, and you see 3 guys here. The press is these 3 guys, and the ball comes first to Bruno and in, and now you see the 1-2 with Bruno. How he opens up, and look at all this space. Because this is what Amorim want to do. We play, we slow it down. Look at your Lenny Euro, he's slowing down his play. We attracted press, and suddenly we see Ahmad here and Bruno. And then we have opened up a lot of space. And then it goes really
The thing
quick.
is, Jarvis, I also seen that phase of play, what you've just described then.
Yeah.
Where we lost possession or they got intercepted and Bournemouth got in. They had 2 free kicks on our 18-yard box in that same half, and they scored a goal in that same half from that same type of play. So the high-risk football, which is what that is to lure the team in and pass it round. You need really good technically ability football players to play this type of game, because as soon as you get the ball, you're banging it off straight away, and you got to know where you're going to get that ball.
It's not
because if you don't,
true,
a player will intercept you.
Look at Brighton under the Serbi. What type of players did he have?
He didn't have
because playing a bounce pass, playing a sideways pass, if you have a pattern, you don't have to be Maradona on the ball or Yamal or Zidane to do something like this. Look at Brighton.
Play it off, yeah.
You can have players if you drill them properly.
Yeah. But what I see, to Peter's point, is that if any of that move was way to break down, because we're all front-footed, everybody's looking forward, and the plan is to get the runners and to run up the pitch. When that all breaks down in the last third, there will be a space for people to run into, and we did see that with Bournemouth. We did see that. There's a couple of times where Casemiro got caught on the ball. There was another time, and actually it was really interesting because Mason Mount and Bruno both tried to stop the runner. And Bruno running alongside him, and Mason Mount slides in, and basically because Casemiro was already done and Bruno is not quick to recover, the guy took on Luke Shaw, had a shot, and he made a save in the near post. You know what I mean? Just palmed it out for a corner. But definitely, I definitely do agree with you. From what I saw, I was disgusted. I was absolutely so angry. Go and check out the game after watching what I did after watching against Leeds, because we couldn't play out. 100% there is an improvement. Do I think we're going to come up against teams who are a bit more physical and more aggression in the press? Yes. Do I trust Bruno Fernandes's ball security in that position, coming deep? I trust Cunha. Cunha is the kind of guy. So we use Cunha against, I don't know if you know the West Ham game. We use Cunha as a guy actually to link what Bruno was doing there and Casemiro. Cunha was actually a lot better in terms of the way he holds up people. He secures the ball. And then he's actually really good at reacting after he loses the ball. He's very deceptive at intercepting and winning the ball back and sticking a toe in there. But yeah, I am pleased, Jarvis. I think you showed it, and I did see it in the game, that we played out better. We played out better. The bounce pass is definitely there. Because what he was trying to do with the centre-backs did not work. The fact that he was trying to split the centre-backs, we always said we need players to drop. Everybody drops. And that's how it was actually with Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon, literally, you had Quenda playing where the lot's playing, and he just used to cut inside and then put the gears on and like ease away. Do you know what I mean? Because when you're playing man for man press, if you can beat that first guy, you actually give more space to the team. And the level of ball carrying ability. We also know that Mbeumo is a good ball carrier as well, but Cunha is the best ball carrier that we'll have in our team. And to be fair, Dogu is another ball carrier. I do think sometimes you can get caught, sometimes you can run into traffic. But we are 100% susceptible, and I think there has to be a balance. You demonstrated there clearly, and we all watched it. I watched about half an hour highlights. You guys watched the game. And what I saw was that, we played out, but we're also susceptible again, being between the gap between the midfield, the attack, and soon as the two midfield are on the other side of the ball, we just have runners running our defense. If we're going to play that, there's two ways to play it. There's one, like I said on United Real 30 Plus, you can't be half pregnant, so you can't do a half press. You've got to all go. Everybody pushes up, everybody's super aggressive. Or you have players who can do the tactical fouls. You have clever ways of people who can do that. Man City used to be the best there. How do you stop the counterattacks? There's a ways to stop the counterattacks. There's a way to, you know how they got the diagonal, the three. They got the diamond shape.
Yeah.
What you have to do
Triangles.
when the ball goes into zero, you have to squeeze that player. Whoever's got the ball, you have to crowd. But that takes a level of fitness to be able to do that.
Yeah,
that's what I would like. You don't have to
press the space, innit?
Yeah, I don't necessarily mean sometimes maybe defenders can go with the runners, but you have to have players where everybody comes central. Like in the way we're building up is central, Jarvis, that we've noticed.
You know what, Jarvis? Dino,
to win the ball back.
Sorry.
And that's what Man City used to do. They used to do a combination of tactical fouling. Fernandinho is one of the best, by the way, and Rodri is one of the best as well. Just
you know about goals we scored?
A little tap
against Bournemouth. Yeah, I was sitting there, and your mind kind of, goes back to the, glory days and that. You know what? I'm being serious when I say this. Remember the frailties of Fergie's first teams at Man United with Kinchelskis and Lee Sharp and all that, where we were top heavy as a team. We was, I know we had good centre backs, but we were more of an attacking team. As in, you're going to score against us, but we're going to score more than you. That's what it gave me the vibe yesterday against Bournemouth. As in, maybe that's the way we're going to have to go this season. Is we've got to take our chances, haven't we? We know we're going to let goals in. You've got to go forward to score a goal, and obviously. But that's the vibe. I got like the early 90s vibe of Man United yesterday from it. Like, because undoubtedly, if you get our attacking players on the wings cohesively playing together, we can destroy any team. We can. The problem is stopping them going in the back end, isn't it? That is the problem. That's the major problem. A top-class goalkeeper will 50% solve that problem. You can't save everything. No goalkeeper can. But I suppose we if you look at it from what I'm saying, the viewpoint of you score one, we score two, maybe we're going to win more games than what we did last season. At least it's a start, isn't it? Because obviously we can't do everything in this window. We just can't fix everything, can we?
No, that's
the problem was from last season, not enough goals. That's the problem.
We this season, I think we will play with a high risk, and this is the Amorim way. I think we play with high risk, and I think we play into pressure, and I think it's because we want to trap the opposition. The modern game, it's all about pressing. It's about almost man defending, and that's pretty hard to do. But if you have the runners, if you have the stamina, if you have the endurance, you can do it for the full 90. And you look at Manchester City, look at the Arsenal, look at even Newcastle, Bournemouth last season, how they press, intense, high press. And I think there's a weakness with this, and I think this is what Amorim is trying to exploit. I think he's trying to exploit it, and De Zerbi, he did the same. they see, because I think there's a counterbalance between the modern football tactics. It's about press and playing into the press and actually inviting it. Okay, press us, come on, let's just play through it, and if you do, you have a high reward, and this is what Amorim is counting on. But sometimes you will fail, and also doing it the other way. When we press, we got to do it with balance. We press with the pentagon, the striker, the two number 10s, and the two and the pivot. But we also involve the wing backs ready to push. So we almost press with 7 guys, and even the centre back has to be able to push up into midfield. We saw that on the West Ham goal. De Ligt was reluctant; he didn't go high enough when they played through our pentagon. So they scored a goal. Bowen scored a goal. But we live and learn. But what I'm interested seeing, what I miss in this puzzle, the Amorim puzzle for next season. I don't know how we will play against a low block. It will be interesting seeing Everton. Maybe I hope they will set up in a low block, try to defend, and see how we will do trying to break down our opposition, who will let us just play out to the midfield without putting any pressure on us.
Yeah.
Then we will see the quality, because we as a team, we have struggled with this. Remember, under Mourinho, under Van Gaal, we had possession all the time, but we couldn't break down the low blocks. Every time we played at Old Trafford, the opposition goalkeeper was the man of the match. We struggle scoring goals. So this is what I want to see before I can make a judgment. If is Amorim and is his team good enough for competing for top 5 next season, or top 6, top 7, and also going against a proper mid block. I was expecting Bournemouth to be a proper mid-block, but they weren't. They were too easily played over. I don't know why, but I think, as you said, Nordin, we touched on it in the beginning. They have lost 2 of their back 4, stable back 4. So,
I feel like they've lost more. I genuinely feel like they've lost more players. They've not just lost 2. I think they've lost more players.
Yeah, they could go down, Bournemouth. They could, really.
I don't know why I think that, but I was hearing news. The goalkeeper, innit? So they changed the goalkeeper. Kappa is not there anymore. They signed the Chelsea goalkeeper. You
know what, guys? I think what it is.
Petrovic.
When you look at Man City, how they've dominated the last 10 seasons, which they have done, really. They've dominated. They haven't done anything extraordinary. What they've done is Man City have bought players who are competent football players who don't mind receiving the ball. There's a lot of football players who you think are good players that don't really like the ball. They only like the ball in certain areas. Glory hunts. A lot of Man City players are competent with the ball, and they play the ball quick, and they just pass around you. It's simple. It's not hard football.
But Peter, also, they've always had a strong fucking midfield. Let's get that right.
Exactly, Dino. Yeah, this is it. You've got to have players who are willing to move for you, give you an option to pass the ball to, and you just play it around. And eventually, I would say this now. I put my hat on my sleeve now. In the last 8 years, 50% of Man City goals they've scored is because they've worn a team down, and the team have just gone out and made a mistake. Because Man City have drove them into that way of thinking. They've just made them go, try and break them. And they're just waiting for you to do it. That's all it is. They're not, I don't like saying this, but they're not a brilliant team, Man City. But what they do is brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? They're not a brilliant team, but what they do is brilliant, what they do. Because they frustrate you into making mistakes.
The thing about it is it's also Pep Guardiola's genius as well. And with good players, really coaching good players, getting the best out of good players. That's always there.
I don't care what anyone says. If Rodri hadn't been injured last season, Man City would have won the league.
Yeah, maybe.
Simple as that.
I think they missed him. But I also think that they were going through transition in terms of the physicality. To go in to play that level of high football intensity season after season, I think a lot of the players were worn down.
Yeah.
What did somebody say? Somebody made a comment, Jarvis, about David Moyes doesn't play low block. David Moyes does play low block.
It's Yala. David Moyes don't normally set up in a low block. He likes more attacking football.
Nah,
well,
no chance.
It's Yala is he knows
taking
how.
The mic?
He's taking the mic. But it will be interesting seeing Man United against Everton.
Against a low block.
Noradin, how do you think actually Man United will do against a low block? Do you think we have the quality? Because we also know now Højlund doing a good job. Rasmus Højlund, Rasmatak doing his thing. He actually scored a goal.
Brilliant header, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be very interesting. I do think we're susceptible to having people counter-attack us. I think we find it really difficult. So it's going to be very interesting what he's coaching, what he's simulating, because it's about simulating in training, getting the youngsters to play in a low block, getting 8 players in a low block to cross to try to block us all out. What ways are we doing? Are we going too central? Last season, we went wide a lot. We went wide a lot. And one of the biggest things was that, basically somebody playing a 1-2 and then running. You know what I mean? Running into the box. Like against Southampton, Ahmad broke it down because he went into the box. Do you remember? Ahmad went into the box. Like
on his hat trick,
Yeah, in those 2 goals. So we're good. To me, that's the way we were doing it last season. Last season, we were going out wide. I have noticed this season, we're going more. We try to go, even against Leeds, we will try to go through the middle a bit more. And we'll try to play those decisive balls into the pocket.
But it's because we changed the directional play. We play and change it and go in, and that's...
The biggest thing for me and how to break down a low block is to have players who are competent on the ball. But what you do is when you create overload, is what you try to do is stretch the pitch as much as you can. So you can do both. Yeah. You have to be able, the ability to be able to move the ball quickly.
And switch.
And the other big thing is that you have to go from one side to the other very, very quickly. Now, throughout this preseason, we've noticed that the big pattern of things that we've noticed is that Manchester United are so lopsided on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
This game actually was the game that actually we switched it up a bit and we actually went down the right a couple of times with Ahmad, Diego Dalot. So, but against West Ham, oh my God, we were so lopsided. We didn't even see anything on the other side. So it's the ability and having players who can switch the play. By the way, breaking news, oh my God, Tottenham are going to be strong next season. They just signed Paulinho. 30 million on loan for a season. I think buyout for 30 million. I'm like, why can't we do that deal? Why can't we loan players like that? Absolute travesty.
Well,
absolute fucking. And you know what? I'd rather pay the 5 million to say no if it didn't work out. See you later. But it is what it is.
Well,
but anyway,
I mean, Dino, Jarvis, this is a difference between winning the Europa League and not winning it. Spurs have the ability to do this now, don't they? That's what that game cost us. So, Spurs are moving. You know what? Like Newcastle, when they won the Carabao Cup last season, Spurs won that. Sometimes you get that, you break that duck, get that monkey off your back, and all of a sudden, boom, you start kicking on. You had a good win yesterday against Arsenal. I
didn't watch it. I don't know how they played. But
Arsenal played poor. I mean, Spurs weren't really thingy, but Sarr, who plays for Spurs, scored from the halfway line. Good goal. Yeah. And you just get the feeling Spurs have kind of gone round that corner where they've been, in the doldrums for about, a couple of decades, and they've just turned it. That win in the Europa League is just, took them to a different...
And Frank, and you know what? Thomas Frank, Danish.
And Thomas Frank, as well, Seriously, you've got to factor him in as well, like
the Brazilians of Scandinavia. The Danish are known as the Brazilians of Scandinavia. Very footballing culture. The thing that I wanted to say was that that's how you break it down. The biggest way you break down, you have to have decisive football, quick movement, and you have to be able to 1 minute will make the team guessing. 1 minute you're going down the middle, but you have to stretch it and then come down the middle quickly. And you have to have players that commit players into the box that can look after the ball and that can play with each other. But it's about the pockets. It's about how you manage the pockets. And if we are going to think how we're going to pursue this next season, you know, I expect Mbeumo and Cunha to be in the pockets, to be making that decisive, you know, that touches where last season a lot of the game was breaking down. You know, once we got into, even when we got a space, the ball was breaking down because, you know, there wasn't as much kind of, we were leaving it where we were playing with 5 at the back, or 1 in front of them, every, you know, 2 maybe, 1 in front of 1, and then 3 up the pitch by themselves, hoofing the ball to them, and then leaving them to it. We cannot do that. You're not breaking any low block down by leaving 3 to it.
No.
You're not.
You know what, Dino, Jarvis, you know, it's right. Like, I mean, I can see what Amorim, you know, wanted to do. You know, I still don't think he's the right man for the job, for the league we're in, but I can see what he wants to do. But I think the bottom line is this.
Peter, stay open-minded. It might prove us all wrong.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Dino, right? You've got to pass a move and move it quick. If you're going to be convicted, if you're going to go with a set play, and as soon as you get the ball, you're going to go right then, irrespective of your opposition. As soon as you get possession, you're going to go, I'm going to ping you on the left or right, move in, you give players the eyes and you go somewhere else or whatever. Yeah, you've got to do it in rapier speed, because the problem with Man United last season was when we got up to the pitch quick, we stopped the ball and slowed it down, which let the opposition come back and reset on us. Hence why we didn't score many goals, because we were letting them get their barriers against us. So if you're going to play that high intensity football, you need to follow it through in one movement and just go boom. Whether you hit the back of the net, hit the woodwork, hit the back of the stands, the object is to have a strike on goal, which I would say 75% of the time last season, we never done it. That's why we didn't score.
Yeah.
You know,
but
I can say, you know, the players need to believe in each other. They just need to, I mean, I'll just go back to the Rasmus goal, but Dogu, he crossed the ball to him. You know, you could say the 2 Bournemouth defenders got a bit slack, but the movement from Rasmus, you know, he back round them and nodded it in nice, and that's it. Which is what I said to you and Jarvis the other day on the stream. The problem with Rasmus is no one's given him the ball. They've given him the ball, and guess what's happened? Boom, back of the net.
Yeah, let's have a look at that goal. You see here Dogu on
it's
the
not
ball.
Rocket science, is it?
It was a throw-in from Dalot to Bruno in midfield, and he just lofted it to Dogu on
Dogu, yeah.
As you see here, he receives the ball. So
you look at Rasmus here in the centre.
Dogu gets the time to go 1 against his man, and if you look at the Rasmus here in the middle, he's closely marked by the centre back, but you know, he makes an excellent run. He separates from the centre back right here and creates some space and goes forward. And you know, that's fantastic.
Movement,
striking movement.
Jarvis, can you take it back? Can you take it back a bit? I'll show you what also makes the goal. Player now. What also makes the goal is, I don't know who the overlapping player is. Somebody overlaps and gives the space for Dogu.
I think it's Mason. It has to be Mason Mount.
Yeah. So he comes inside, and then what he does, then he plays with his right foot. So the idea that if you take it back a little bit, just take it back a little bit.
Mason Mount goes here and he draws.
He goes on the overlap, man.
So watch the defender. He's in 2 minds. So take it back a little bit. So defender dead. He's got Dogu. Then he's like, oh shit, the overlap. And then this player here, I think it might be Billing, who's got the silver hair. He's supposed to move to Dogu to close the cross down, but he doesn't get in time. And by that time, like you said, brilliant movement, you know, split second movement from Rasmus, like proper poacher, you know, in the box, kind of like getting across his defender, boom. And he scores. But
the movement.
People will forget sometimes with a player who sets up the goal, what are the other teammates doing to create the space?
Yeah, that's
But
it, exactly.
I think it's Mason Mount here that gives the ball to Dorgu, and he goes on a
Yeah,
he curves his run and goes on an overlap. Basically, he goes here.
It's called
And
Jarvis,
this
the
is
give
what
and
you
go.
get.
What
This is what
Mount
you
was
get
trying
with
to do.
Mason Mount. This is what you get with Mason Mount. He makes a lot of runs, and he's clever.
Yeah.
He has footballing IQ. So yeah, I'm glad you pointed it out, Nordin, because it's a brilliant move from Mason Mount, and it gives Dorgu the time and space to just to find Rasmus, and Rasmus also makes a brilliant move. So
Yeah.
suddenly we act like intelligent footballers. That's
It was a good goal
And by
because
the way,
Bournemouth didn't know what to do.
If you take it back a little bit, Jarvis, just quickly, if you take it back a little bit, look
Yeah.
at the options that we have. Look how many people we've got in the box. So if you take it back, so Dorgu there is actually got two options. You can just slide it here into this space. You know, the bit that curve.
Bruno's there, yeah.
Bruno could have a shot. And then Ahmad also, if you look at where Ahmad is, look at Bruno's position and look at Ahmad's position. You could also slide it. Yeah, that's
Dallo to the far post.
Yeah.
Dallo is here. Ahmad. We have
and
Bruno.
And a bit. So if you go away from the Bruno, just go away from Bruno. If you go to Bruno and Ahmad, just in the middle there on that white line, on the white line, the ball could have been played. So from Bruno, go in from now. Go in a bit.
From the ball could have been played from Bruno to Ahmad. Yes.
Yeah, into the space. Yeah, into the space.
So here.
Yeah, boom.
Or you could just given it to
Bruno. Yeah.
But you know what the best thing about that was?
Can you just count it 1 second? So we got 1, 2, 3, and then we got 4 in the box, but 3 facing the ball, and then we've got Bruno on the edge and Dorgu on the edge as well. So,
But Jarvis, Dino, the most important thing is Dorgu instantly isolated the straight route to goal. Ball, seen Rasmus move, pinged him the ball, back of the net. Because if he'd have played it square to Bruno or to the other players, there's 3-4 players who could have intercepted it. Because Rasmus made that run, he took all the players out the play. And Dorgu seen it, pinged it to him. Beautiful cross, back of the net.
Only thing I would say, the defense, the one centre back, the other centre back.
We know that the distance
between the two centre backs is way too big.
Yeah,
so big.
You know, I'm sure that Andoni Iraola is not happy with this when he looks at it. You know, this is not how they are supposed to be defending. You know, this guy is way out of position.
Yeah,
he should have been here.
Yeah. And also, even if you look for the next goal, the Dorgu goal, they go to sleep on a quick free kick. They're left. Yeah. Those the goalkeepers just watch, become spectators because this happens in a flash.
But the thing is, Dino, Jarvis, them feint headers are hard to do. Because it's dead easy to smack the ball right on your forehead, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? When you go to head it, he just flicked it. You know what I mean? It was like a little flick. And look, anything Rasmus can score now is going to give him confidence in it. That's all it can do, isn't it?
Yeah, big up Ben in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, big up Ben, Big Ben. Dino, Big Ben.
Yeah.
Just
look
back from Morocco. Big up, Ben. Big up. Good to see you. Hope you're well. But people, please do us a favor. Smash the like. It's almost 80 people watching at the moment. 378 watching on X. So if you're watching on X, come over to Tactical Devils on YouTube. That will be.
Anyway, Jav, Dean, I've got to go. I've got to get to bed. I've got to go see the wife in the hospital tomorrow. And, no problem. Cheers, boys. Hey, look, we won. I'll take the win. It's not what we want, but it is what it is. Winning's better than losing. That's the best way to think about it, isn't it? That's it.
To be fair, in pre-season, I don't look at results. I look at how we play. Because I think that I'm a big believer when you play good performances, you'll get the results. But if you're playing shit, you will lose a lot more games.
That's it.
Just a quick one before you go, Peter. I just want your take. We have been linked to Donnarumma today. There's been some
No,
rumors that he won't sign a new contract for PSG,
no,
and he's available on the market. Is this just
no,
PR bullshit from his management, or
no, don't
do
want
you
him.
have a fair
No,
shot?
don't want him. No, no, no. I don't want Donnarumma at all. Don't want him.
No.
No.
Okay.
I'd rather play Tom Eaton than Donnarumma. In fact, I'd rather get David De Gea back than him. Simple as that. That's
Okay.
my
Okay.
take.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
see you later, boys. Have a good
See
one.
you. See you. Have a good one. Good night.
Ta-ra now.
Say hello to your missus, Pete. Tell her we're praying for her.
No, he's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the Do Amigos back. Yes. So what's your take when it comes to Donnarumma? Let's say if it's
I've
possible.
never rated him. I've never rated him, to be fair. He's not a goalkeeper. I thought he's great.
Well, he did fantastic in the
In the
Champions League for
Champions League,
PSG. I think
Yeah.
it was one of the. He was
Yes.
fantastic. He
I
had so
agree
many
with that.
saves.
I agree. I've got friends who are Paris Saint-Germain fans, and the mistakes he makes, and there's not even big pressure on them because they win everything, because they've got so many good players. You know, they win all the cups and everything. They did the treble, whatever. I don't rate him. I really don't rate him.
No.
Yeah.
The report is Man United have inquired about Luigi Donnarumma with PSG.
Yeah.
However, Man United aren't expected to pursue a deal unless they make a major sell.
I think he's better than Onana, but he also makes horrific mistakes, and he's not a guy who plays. You know, he's not very comfortable with the ball at his feet.
But he's a shot stopper.
He's a good shot stopper. He makes spectacular saves. So
and he's fearless when it comes to claiming the ball on crosses and
penalties and stuff. So he's better than Onana, but how much is he going to cost? And would he come to Manchester United, Jarvis? That's the fucking question. Would he come to Manchester United with no Champions League or nothing?
I feel Donnarumma is like a Glazer signing. We used to do that type of signings in the old days. Not anymore. I can't see us signing Donnarumma. I think it's...
And you know what? They bent us over with Ugarte. How much are they going to want for him?
Yeah, but he has 1 year left on his contract, I think, and he won't sign a new contract. That's where it lies. I think that's the problem for PSG.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would go for the Athletic Madrid goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's a good goalkeeper.
I think
you know who I even go for? I would go for Lunin, the guy who was a Real Madrid #2 for that time. Because playing for Real Madrid is a lot of pressure. You know, he played a whole season and they won the Champions League, and he made amazing saves, Jarvis, if you remember.
Nick Pope.
Yeah. I like Nick Pope. I think he's one of the best things. But again, he doesn't move, but he's a fantastic shot stopper.
Newcastle are looking for a new goalkeeper, so...
No, they signed Ramsdale.
Yeah, but Nick Pope, when he played for Burnley, was fantastic. He was one of the best.
Well, at Newcastle, he was amazing as well. Then he got injured.
Yeah. He's injury prone. That's his problem. Yeah. But we have Lemons.
I like him, Jarvis. I like him. I've watched loads of different games of him. I think he would even get more aggressive in the Premier League. People think it's not that aggressive, but he can pass the ball with both feet. He's very calm, left foot, right foot, and he's a good shot stopper as well. And he's an upcoming goalkeeper. He just looks like a monster. Monster,
yes, I agree. 100% agree, Nordin. But when it comes to this Donnarumma thing, I just want to finish with the Donnarumma. He used to playing for a big club. He's the
this is at Milan.
He has one stuff. He comes with a lot of experience. Even though he's young, he still have a resale value. So in a way, he could be an option, you know. And I think being the number one for Man United is a tough job. It's something different.
Yeah,
you know, it's
not... but he's prone to having clankers. Just type it in. If you type it in Donnarumma clank is there, honestly. Like, people know.
But when it comes to, let's say, Martinez and as Broderick mentions, Donnarumma, just like Martinez, who would you take of if the choice was between them two?
I think Martinez has gone down. Even though he's played in the Premier League, I think he's gone down in terms of the goalkeeper that he has been. Maybe Donnarumma, because he might have something to prove, but it's not my choice. I'd rather sign Lunin. Or, you know what? I even like Ter Stegen. I swear to God. I don't know what it is. I like Ter Stegen.
Yeah, he's good with the ball in his feet.
But he also made incredible saves.
But going back to Tom Heaton,
I believe Ter Stegen is better than those two. Both him and that's what I believe.
Yeah, Ter Stegen is a good goalkeeper. But I think he re-signed for Barcelona and he's staying. So, Barcelona probably owes him like 3 years of salary or something. So he can't leave.
No.
He needs to stay. I want my money.
Yeah,
so,
by the way, Barcelona today played against the Korean team, and guess who was captaining them? Jesse Lingard. Lingard against Rashford. Oh, good to see them. We saw some photos of them checked. That was lovely. But yeah, I think they won 7-3 or something like that.
Okay.
7-3. Yeah.
Rashford, did he score?
No, I didn't see. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I just saw that. I just saw when they were coming out. I saw a photo of them coming out, a little video of them leading out, and I'm like, "Who's that?" Jesse Lingard leading out the team. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they don't play for Man United anymore. To be honest, I think there were too much fuss when it comes to things other than football.
I think Lingard was treated really badly, really, really badly by Manchester United and John Murtagh.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anything you can share or?
Yeah. I just think that the way that he was treated when he came back from Ollie and the football club, because remember he went on loan to West Ham and did fantastic, and then the way he was treated, he was said yes, and then they said no. You know what I mean? They promised him yes. He was like, yeah, I want to go and play. I want to go and play football. If you can't offer me, and they were like, no, you're going to play. And then I'm like, you can't do that to footballers. Career is short. You have to be honest with footballers. And he sat on the bench all season. So for me, Lingard, he got the treatment of what Donny got. And I would always think nobody has ever treated a footballer like the way we treated Donny van de Beek. And people
it's a strange thing why we didn't sell him to West Ham. He scored how many goals? 10, 15 goals, half a season?
Yeah. He was fantastic. He wanted to go there. And then actually Newcastle wanted him, if I'm not mistaken. Or some other club. And then they were like, yeah. And then they were like, no, we need backup. So, yeah.
Yeah. We went too greedy, I think. Yeah, we wanted too much.
If you Google Murtagh, what happened, he spoke about it. And he was going through difficult stuff with his mum. His mum's not doing great and stuff like that. He was going through stuff. Yeah. I don't think Lingard is the baddest people making him out to be. I genuinely don't think that. I think he wanted to play football. I really think that he wanted to play football. He didn't want to be this guy, that guy. But yeah, I would always, for me, I've loved for him for players who scored goals in the cup finals. And that goal he scored in the cup final. When we were down to 10 men. I'll never forget that. That was lovely. Since post-Fergie, it's one of my favourite moments. That the way he smashed that goal in the FA Cup final.
He had something when it came to big occasions. He was never afraid to be himself. And, that was both his strong side and his weak side, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of people disliked him because he
put himself out there. People, I really think. Yeah. But I also think me personally, like, he was treated badly. And I think after he's been slighted, then, but, you can find the quotes, what he said about John Murtagh, what happened. It's well documented.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember exactly what the words were, but yeah, he was like, no, what you doing? And they were like, you're going to hold bench. You're not leaving anywhere. You're not going anywhere. And I think they could have let him go. So this football club has no track record. And some people think I'm on this and player side. No, I look at a balanced view. I think some of the players could have acted better, but at the end of the day, it's up to the football club. The football club sets the fucking standards. You set the standards. You hold those standards. And if people are not, you move the people on. You know, but treat people with respect and decency. How you like to be treated.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right. And I think, this is one of the problems with the club, the toxicity in our club. It's not only Murto and Arnold, it's the culture they were just bringing through the culture that was already there,
Yeah.
And as you have said many of times, fish rot from the top down, and
Always.
it's all comes down to the Glazers and the money culture that they
Yeah.
installed in Man United, and we all know that's the part of the problem.
Jarvis, you run a business. You know, you set the standard. You set the standard. You set the culture. Then people can't take the piss.
Yeah.
You treat people fair. You have compassion, and you look after people. And that's how it is. You have to set the standards. Certain people, I really find it difficult. Really, how we're going to recover from this and the type of way they try to do. I just hope and pray Amorim comes good. I really hope that he coaches everything out. Big up Stephanie. And he coaches players through. And if you look at history, Jarvis, Manchester United is a very peculiar football club. Very peculiar. In the 100-odd years that we've existed, only 3 managers have won the league. While our rivals in Liverpool, 10 of them, 10 managers have won the league title. Can you imagine that? It's crazy.
And I can't name all 3. I can only name 2.
Yeah, it's the guy called...
The first guy, what's his name?
Was it Arnold? I think he was called Harold or Arnold.
That was in the 30s or something, 30...
Yeah, during war period, yeah. So they always had to have a coach or a manager who brings about this way of playing, who has a strong sense of, that they have to get behind them back. And I think in modern times, coaches, they have to take the power from the club back onto themselves. They have to be trusted, because when they win, they get more power. If they're winning, they're getting more power. We saw it with Klopp at Liverpool. He got the but yeah, it is what it is. Ollie got sacked. Get in there. Is this Khalid? Oh nah, this is somebody who's spamming us. I don't know who it is. There is a kid called Khalid who is on the spaces, but I doubt it if this is Khalid. Khalid, RIP Manchester United. I think this is a fan of another football club. Yeah.
Well,
big up though. Welcome. Thanks for the view. Smash a like while you're there, while you're trolling. Minur and Jarvis, do you think? Yeah, something RSVP is asking. Do you think the summer 2003 window is our worst ever window? Eric and I are least deserving of sympathy among post-Fergie managers. No, the only coach that who doesn't know, I fell out of love with
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag, because he what he did to me was disgrace. I'll never forgive him for the 7 that we took at Anfield, and I will never forgive him for the basketball education of football. What the fuck he was doing there? I think he didn't care. There was a certain period he didn't care. He was just like, this club is fucked. I'm just going to take the piss. And he was taking the piss out of us. And the biggest thing for me, what you can do, if I think you're insulting me by you lying about what I'm seeing with my own eyes, I just can't do it. I can't do it. And I fell out with him. Out of all the coaches, I fell out with him the most. Ollie, I was protecting him, to be fair, even though aspect of it, he was out of his depth in the current way the football club was. I was protecting him. I was protecting him towards till the end, till I had enough. But But you know, Ten Hag is the Van Gaal is the one that I regret. Van Gaal was the one that I regret, and the idea that
the boring football, you know, we were used to the Fergie thing. It was too soon.
But the idea that you can get a Van Gaal and then go from Van Gaal to Jose Mourinho, no other fucking football club is doing that. Serious football club is doing that. No other fucking serious football club is doing that, Jarvis. Nobody's going from Van Gaal, who's a coach who believed in youth, going to Jose Mourinho, who's been tarnished and who's on his way down.
But then again, you know, when it comes to all of these managers, I think they were let down by the club. You know, they could never
100%.
succeed. None of them could succeed. Van Gaal, Mourinho, Ole, Ten Hag, they lost before they even started, and that was, I think, one of the problems. Maybe Amorim has a fighting chance. Maybe Ineos are actually doing the right things. We don't know yet. I know your stance when it comes to Ineos, but at least
I hope and pray.
At least it's something else, Nordin. At least it's not just the Glazers.
Yeah, I hope and pray.
Yeah,
I hope and pray, Jarvis, because what they've done, the level of people that they've sacked, what they've done to people in the city, I'm not. They've still not sorted out the medical department for me, the injury and rehab. That's not being revamped. That needs to be sorted. Yeah.
Ernest Magnal.
Yeah, Ernest. Yeah, that's the guy. Did I say Ernest before? Was I saying Ernest? Did I get the first name right before? Or what was I saying? Arnold or something?
Arnold, Ernest. Yeah, it's almost the same.
His name is Ernest. Yeah.
Half a point.
Yeah,
half a point.
He's Ernest. Yeah, he was the first manager to win the league. I think that was the last time that we were in debt. Actually, it was the 1930s. There's a funny story, Jarvis, about Manchester United and the German Shepherd. We were bought by one businessman from another businessman, and somebody with a dog, and I think they said that a dog. Well, I'll have to get that story sometime, but because somebody liked the dog, that the club was bought by them, and then the dog could really is the reason why, because the dog saved. Yeah, everybody likes saying Manchester United would have took a different trajectory if it wasn't for somebody liking the dog and they wanted to buy the football club.
Wow.
Incredible stories of the history of Manchester United. But yeah, 100%. That's what it's been, and that is a really strange thing. And one of the most other interesting things for the people watching is that Manchester United have this up and down thing. It's crazy. So, a time of success. Look, we won the league. We won the Champions League in 1968. Manchester City won the league that season. People don't forget that. So Manchester City won the league that season. We were the European Cup champions. You know, we had the players who recovered from the plane crash. You know, the manager who did that. That's why I would say Manchester United is the most romantic football club in the world, because of the story of Munich, the tragedy. We rose from the ashes to win within a decade, 58 to 68, a decade it took. But then, Jarvis, we fell off a cliff. And then you think about that and think, wow, that must have been, he was climbing, he gave everything. Busby, may he rest his soul, Matt Busby, he gave everything to get there, to climb that mountain. And after that, we crashed. And within 6 years, we were relegated. Not even that, within 68, within 5 years.
73 wasn't 73.
Yeah, 73, 74 season, we were relegated. Can you imagine that? Like, so the periods, so ups for Manchester United are there. The downs are fucking proper downs. You know, Fergie, like 26 years, was it 92? We won the league. 26 years ago was last time we won the league. 26 years ago from 92. And then we went a period of dominance. You know, the Busby Babes, we dominated for a while. We had success. And then the period of dominance. So, yeah, it's always been Manchester United. Have always been this. But we've always
and we still are.
Yeah. But but the only difference is that what I would disagree with people and I would fight them to their death is the fact that we were so far ahead, and all it took was You didn't have to be even clever. You didn't have to be. You didn't have to. You just needed to keep the structure of the football model the same. And after Fergie, he should have had a plan. Fergie's succession should have been planned. He should not have been able to walk away, Jarvis. When you have that type
But he was
of
supposed to retire a couple of years earlier.
Yeah. Well,
he was supposed to retire.
R.I.P. Sven. You know, Sven, we were supposed to get Sven, as the manager. Arsene Wenger's actually. We asked Arsene Wenger. We tried to poach Arsene Wenger from Arsenal. But yeah.
Was it 2008?
So, yeah. It was after, it was, so Fergie was supposed to go twice, but I know the first time was after 99. Because I remember some of the players down-tooled, like Dwight York and those type of guys, and then he got rid of Dwight York. He down-tooled because everybody thought we were going to, Fergie, that was it. He'd done the treble and he was going to leave.
There was something about his missus said that we couldn't play do it anymore, and then she gave him...
her sister. So her sister passed away.
Yeah.
And Fergie and she had a sister, and Fergie was like, I need to do things with it now. But the idea that we could lose him and David Gill, and that we didn't keep Fergie in some capacity, was baddening for me. I think Fergie could have moved on to become a general manager. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If I was to do it again, you would have the Fergie. It would be like an Ollie, but with Fergie's support. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
Fergie will sometimes have to go to the training ground and would have to still... Fergie will still run everything, right? You know? But Ollie will take the match day, you know what I mean? Or gigs, or one of them. Do you understand? And the idea for me is that we missed a huge chance after they retired. Fergie and the club should have got them to really think about modern football, to really like invest in one player who had a really good coaching ability, to go around Europe to learn from the best schools. You know what I mean? Like that, that's why somebody like, what was the guy called? What they called him? The Rafa Benitez. Rafa Benitez came to England, studied. He went to Italy to study. He goes to, certain coaches go to the big football clubs and study actually how the football clubs have run, how the coaching is done, where the success is. And this is an aspect of it. We didn't do that. We didn't think for Fergie's succession. And the fact that he put us so much ahead. And the biggest thing was...
Eddie Howe did it?
Yeah, Eddie Howe did it. Yeah, Eddie Howe was very attacking footballer. Do you remember? For Bournemouth, very attacking.
Yeah.
He knew how to coach an attacking movement. Madrid. Yeah. He went around and thought, nah, I'm going to learn. He went and learned the art of tactics, the dark tactics.
Didn't he go to Athletic Madrid or Atletico Madrid?
Simeone, yeah. Learn how, you know, the tactical fouling, how much to kick the ball out, how to disturb, how players go down when they're under pressure, all those different type of things, yeah. So I really think that Ferguson should have done more. Like the club should have realized, Fergie, and I think he should have been still there. I think he still could have been there as the guy like who keeps people accountable, especially players accountable. And I think that he could have been the senior guy, and they did that with Busby. But I think Busby, what his drive was to live. Coming out, it took him years to recover from the crash, then go on this crusade to get the European Cup. You know what I mean? He was like, those players didn't die in vain. He made that his mission. And then after that, when he achieved that, he waned away. They did that. They got somebody under him. He had an office at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My friend, one of my good friends, David, his mum used to clean his house.
Oh, really?
And David, my friend David, who I grew up with, used to go around to his house. Yeah, because his mum used to go over there and like look after the Busby family and stuff, like, you know, to help them out.
Wow.
And he would just be there, and David would sometimes go with her, and Matt Busby would be talking to David, my friend. Yeah, this is when he was like a little kid, like 3, 4.
How was he
5.
like a person? Was he?
Sometimes he couldn't have a babysitter. Yeah, he was amazing. He was amazing.
Yeah.
But he had an office at Old Trafford, and he did that. He was the kind of like general kind of manager for a while, but it didn't work. But I think Fergie had that personality and stuff that he could have worked. But I think him walking away after having people in place to run everything, I think it was the recruitment. I really think that it was a recruitment, and the Glazers were telling Fergie no. He will never admit it, but they, yeah.
There's a question for you, Nuruddin, from RSV. Very fascinating talking about this old stuff. But question from Nuruddin. Do you seem to have a lot of inside sources? Did Erik ten Hag sign Højlund, etc., just to help fund his brother and his son working for SEG or his agency? There were some rumors about this.
Yeah, I always think it's really, really fascinating where you've got coaches who have certain aligned to certain agencies, and then how certain players then are signed. One thing I would say, that when they went to see him, Murta and these guys, Murta was a footballing director only in name. He was never a footballing director. Him and Arnold, they gave everything to all the power to Ten Hag. They gave a lot of power to Ten Hag. Ten Hag had a lot of power. A lot of power. Yeah. Because they actually believed in him. I thought he's the next guy. But one guy can't do it because Manchester United is so big and it's so kind of thing. You need other people to be sorting out all the other things. And for me, man, if we didn't have the £1 billion in debt, we could have done a 14 players clear out and bought in new players in 3 windows. What Ralph Ranić said, you know, the heart, that's what they needed.
Open heart surgery. Yeah.
And they didn't need it. They didn't need any of the plasters. But we know from the meetings, even what's out there, RSCP, that when they went to meet Erik ten Hag in Amsterdam, they were just, this guy knows everything. Boom. It's the same thing what Jim the Rat's doing now with Wilcox. Wilcox is everything. Wilcox, you know, the way he talks. Wilcox, he knows. We rely on Wilcox. Wilcox, like, fuck off. Like, behave yourself. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I just want to. There was a comment. It wasn't a German Shepherd. It was a Saint Bernard, according to Alien Tenno. Let's see if
I don't know where I'm getting the German Shepherd from, but it was a dog.
It was a dog, yes. Where is it? It was a Saint Bernard dog called Major. That same Man United. Okay, nice.
I don't know why. In the photo, it looked like a German Shepherd, but that's just maybe me. I don't know that much about dogs, even though I look after them sometimes.
Yeah. 600 million. Well, we have been doing 1 hour 47 minutes. It's been a marathon show, as always, when we do a show, Nuruddin and I, or Stu and I, on Tactical Devils, or when we are on United Real Therapy, it's almost always 2 hours. So, guys, girls, if you haven't, please do us a favor and smash the like. I would be forever grateful. You know, that's the currency on YouTube. Yeah, it's been a good show. There aren't any other news. Let me just check quick if there's any updates. Let's see. Only the João Palhinha thing. Yeah. He's joining Spurs. So that's the latest. It will be interesting seeing the Sesko if it's going to happen. I hope we sign a striker before the end of the summer transfer window, because I won't go into the season with only 2 youngsters. I think Højlund, yes, he's good now, but I know why he struggles. I understand his game.
We need an experienced striker to so that he can pick up things from that series.
Well, as I said yesterday, I think we have more experience in our attack sum total with Cunha and Mbumo. I think they will help him out. I think it will be better. And Højlund will probably score 10 to 15 goals this season if he's the main striker. But I also see he struggles a little bit because he's not quick enough to understand. He's not instinctively towards goal in situations. He needs to think, and you know that the speed second, you know, it takes too long with Højlund, and that's the thing with if you look at Sesko, look at his go in a compilation and watch all his goals. He's very quick. He's very quick in his thinking, and I think he will adapt to the Premier League probably.
I hope he does. I hope he can silence me. I hope he can come here. I hope he can silence me, and I'm happy to be silenced, and I'm happy to say to make apologies and say that I'm wrong. I'm not scared of my football opinion being totally wrong. I just think I don't see it. I don't see the level of strength, the hold-up play. I don't see it. And I think I see it with Munes. I promise you, I see it with Munes. That kid is a beast. And people will laugh at me. But it is what it is.
No, he's good. He's good, but I don't know why he doesn't play all the time. I think it's
I think he's had injuries.
Raúl Jimenez is the main striker at Fulham.
Yeah.
He scored 10, 15 goals last season. So
he scored 8 last season. He scored 8 and had 1 assist, Munes. And for the amount of games that he's played, I thought that was a good inning.
He came off the bench almost every game.
Yeah.
But I think
he scored against the big boys. He scored against the big boys, man. Big. I've seen him turn Liverpool centre half inside out, man. I've seen him. I bully people's strength. I like him. I'm just letting people know I really like him. Yes. And maybe he's got injuries. Maybe he's injury prone. Maybe that's what it is. But I really like him.
I feel if we sign Sesko, I think he will be a good signing just because the Man United attacking structure, how Sesko likes to operate in the half spaces, and he's also big, so he will be at the end of the crosses as headers. And I think he also will be very useful when we play against the low block. And I don't think Rasmus will be useful when we play against the low block. So I see Sesko being a key opener when we go against team that will sit low. And it will be difficult for them to defend because they can't drop into their own box if they play against a guy who's almost 2 meters high and can jump 3 meters. That will be too hard for them. We will have a way to score against poorer teams. So for me, I feel that he is the signing we should make, but I also understand the other side, the signing of Watkins or a more experienced striker. So it will be interesting to see. It's not my choice. It's just my opinion, and we all are entitled to one. So please, I respect everyone when it comes to opinions. So it's just opinions about football. There's no right or wrong 100%. Answers.
I just shared, if you go look at it, Jarvis, Munes, really impressive. I just shared it. If you can see, if you want to share the...
Yeah, please. Okay, so this is his stats. I haven't looked at his stats.
Yeah.
Okay, really so what do we got? No, yes, 95 percentile in non-penalty goals. So he's a high conversion rate when it comes to goals.
Yeah.
Shots 3 point something. I can't read. Can you enhance it just a tiny bit? It's always this so FBref.
Sorry.
Yeah. Just need to wait a second.
What is it doing? I hate it. What is it doing? Oh God.
That's good. I'm just trying up and down a little bit, and then you have it. Yeah, there we go. So non-penalty goals, 95 percentile. So shots 3.6 a game. That's quite high. He likes to take his shots. Progressive passes. He actually is a creator. We have 2.52. That's high.
Yeah, he's good at holding up the play and linking the play. Really good at
strong.
Yeah. Take-ons are not that bad. Touches in the penalty. This is what I'm talking about. Like, he likes to be in the box. He likes.
I bet this heat map is very red in front of goal. Yeah. But interception. That's something. It's about his reading of the game. I think he reads the game well.
Yeah.
Blocks, clearances, aerial one, so he contributes defensively also really much when it comes to
more like aerial in the box. Jarvis, he's a danger, absolute danger.
Not a bad shout.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I don't know if what is his injury record. Do you want to get his injury record up, Jarvis? Maybe that's why he's not played. But yeah, I really, really like him. So look what he's compared to, like Beto, Wissa, Jimenez, Ireland, that's what he's compared with, you know what I mean? The players that he's compared to.
Okay, so he has had Achilles tendon injury, back injury. Oh, it's not
Yeah.
too bad, but yes, he's had his fair share of injuries, but
Yeah.
not too bad, I would say.
But I really like him.
Okay, so
He's 24 years old, Jarvis. 24 years old.
yeah, he's
And
still
look,
young.
last season, 31 games, he played like 964 minutes, 8 goals, 1 assist. And they actually play. Look what the wages he's on, apparently.
He was injured 3 months last season, and before that, the last injury was 1 month in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, so well, it's not too bad,
Yeah, but I really like him, Jarvis. No word of a lie. I love watching this guy. When I watch him, I'm like, ooh, yeah, ooh. Some of the touches, some of the finishes, some really good finishes, some of his goals. I think
Have you
people
ever
are
been
sleeping
linked?
on
Have you
him.
ever been linked to this guy?
No, we've not been into this guy, but I really like him. He's one player. When I watch him, I'm like, when I watch him, especially in real life, like I've noticed the strength. All these things, Jarvis. You have to have certain level of physicality to be with interception, and interceptions is intelligence, Jarvis. Cunha has got this. Cunha is really good at intercepting. He's good pressing. Clearances. Yeah. And this is what the biggest thing. What I'm saying to you, when the players don't score, can they contribute? Can they contribute when they don't score? Aggressive passes.
Well, when you look at his heat map, I have it here noted. We can just have a quick look. Let's do it like this. So on the left, you see Munes' heat map, and on the left is Sesko. So as you can see on his heat map, he's very strong when it comes to being inside the box. But it has his spells. You see, he links up probably really well.
Really well.
But when you look at Sesko is not here in the box. He's more over here, but he hasn't been played as a striker. That's what I'm trying to say when I talked in the beginning. I think if it comes to United, he will be much more red inside the box and in the build-up, dropping down. So it will be interesting to see how it plays itself out, So, but Jalmal says, look at his career. He's not a goal scorer, but he's XG.
Yeah, but he's a good player. He's a very good player, though. I think you need somebody to come up with their goals, but also to facilitate, and especially with signing Bournemouth. So the biggest thing is that in Bournemouth and Cunha, we need somebody to facilitate them. Who can? I think he would score. Can score more goals at United because of the connection you could have with those kind of guys. He'll know the flicks. He knows how to hold up play. He knows how to get around the corner. And like I said, Jimenez is the main striker. He comes off the bench, so he's second fiddle really. He doesn't start a lot of games. But I've seen him score against Man City. I've seen him score against Liverpool. I've seen him score against Arsenal. I notice these players when they play the big teams. Do they score? Can they score? Can they find space and room against these top defenders? He can. Mateta is my first choice. Let's put it out there. But I think he's a good age, 24, and I think I think he would relish the chance. That's me.
His contract expires summer of 26.
Yeah.
So
he won't even be somebody to get as a backup.
So next summer we will probably be linked to this guy because he will only have 1 year left on his contract. If he has a good season.
Well, 26. We're in 25, so he's only got a contract until this season. At the end of the season.
No. Summer
so 1 more year to 26. No, we're going to go into 26
No,
soon.
It will be this summer. Yeah.
After that. He'll be on a free transfer. I think somebody's going to try to pick him up from abroad. I think he's got things.
Yeah. We will see. But interesting shout. Jay United, big up Jay. Comes in and say we need a goal scorer at Man United, someone with experience. Yeah.
I think, yeah. I also like Ebenilson.
Yeah, he's good.
I really like Ebenilson.
He was brilliant when he played for Porto, and you know, he plays for a Bournemouth. You know, they're not
And they bought him
super
for how much?
attacking.
40 million or 50 million, something like that. They spent big money on him, didn't they?
Yeah.
I like him, but Wilson,
But I think he's injury prone. I don't think he plays every game. He struggles a little bit, but also a guy I would look at. You know, if we can't sign a striker this season, there are options next season. Evan Nilsson or Munes or yeah. We will see. We will see. Okay, Raymond Pierce is in the house. Big up, Raymond. You came right before we were wrapping it up. So it's been a good show. 2 hours on the second right now. It's been a good show. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Joe Buckley, Raymond Pierce, Yalam Almin with all his comments. Who else? We had Stephanie Griffith, Sheikh Ariane, RSV, RJ. All of you legends, thank you, Peter, for coming in. Alien Tenno, thank you, Mr. Structure, for joining me. You know, when Stu couldn't join us, he's in Hungary. So I hope you're well, Stu. I hope you're watching, or you're probably out in Budapest and having a good time. Enjoy yourself. Yeah.
But it's Tacticos. Big up. Please smash a like, subscribe to the channel.
Thank you, Gregory Ivanov. Thank you.
Big up.
We will be back Sunday night. When are you doing your next show, Noridin, for people who so they can join United Real Therapy?
Maybe tomorrow, if anything. Maybe I need to look more into deep depth into Sesko if we're getting him now. And Paulinho, I would have not just signed Paulinho. I would have signed the ball player as well. I wouldn't just sign Paulinho on his own. I would have signed the ball player with him if I would have. And I think the difference that I would have spent the money on Paulinho and another player, ball playing midfield player, than spend the money on Sesko. That's me personally. But yeah, tomorrow maybe. I was going to do a match reaction, but it was Bournemouth. Maybe I'll do on Sunday.
When is the Everton game coming up? That's
it's
the next
10 o'clock.
game.
It is 10 o'clock UK time.
Sunday night.
Sunday, yeah. I'm gonna go live maybe straight after. I think I'm gonna go live straight after for a match reaction. Yeah, because then we'll know if we won the cup.
The Summer Cup, yes.
If we got our first trophy on the Amorim. Woohoo! Yeah.
Sunday at 11 o'clock. Yeah, for us. Okay, cool. I will watch the game and do a show on Sunday. So I don't know. I don't think Stu will be back, but there will be a show. I will bring some guests on. Maybe Noradin is around. Maybe someone else. But we will see. We will be back Sunday. Go check out United Real Therapy if you haven't. It's a great channel. I'm usually there when I have the time. So if you want more jobbers, go to United Real Therapy. It's been a good show, guys, girls. Thank you, everybody. Before you go, please smash a like and subscribe. And after the show, go to the non-live section and leave a comment. What's your take on the game? Do you think Amorim has everything under control? Do you see positives, or do you see anything to worry about for next season? It's been a good show, everybody, and we will see you on the next one. Have a good one and good night.